tucked away in the depths of your brain. A remarkable chemical is waiting to be unlocked. This unassuming yet powerful neurotransmitter has the potential to transform every facet of your life, from your mood and motivation to your spiritual growth and overall well-being. Its name? Dopamine. Dopamine is a crucial chemical messenger in the brain that plays a central role in how we feel, think, and behave. Often referred to as the feel-good neurotransmitter, dopamine is responsible for triggering sensations of pleasure, reward, and motivation. It's the brain's way of encouraging us to seek out activities and experiences that are essential for our survival and thriving. When you accomplish a goal, indulge in a favorite treat, or engage in meaningful social interaction, your brain releases a surge of dopamine. This chemical flood creates a sense of satisfaction and pleasure, motivating you to repeat those feel-good behaviors. Dopamine is the reason why accomplishing a task can make you feel so alive and inspired. But dopamine's influence extends far beyond just pleasure and reward. This remarkable neurotransmitter is also closely linked to our focus, attention, and even our spiritual experiences. By understanding how to work with dopamine, rather than against it, you can unlock a profound superpower hidden within your brain. While dopamine is essential for our well-being, it can also be a double-edged sword. When dopamine levels become imbalanced, it can lead to a wide range of challenges, from addictive behaviors to mood swings and feelings of emptiness. One of the primary ways dopamine can get out of balance is through addiction. Whether it's an addiction to social media, video games, drugs, or even the thrill of constantly chasing new experiences, the brain's dopamine reward system can be hijacked. When you engage in these addictive behaviors, your brain is flooded with dopamine, creating a powerful feeling of pleasure and fulfillment. However, this dopamine high is short-lived, and over time, your brain begins to crave larger and more frequent hits to achieve the same level of satisfaction. This can lead to a vicious cycle of compulsive behavior, withdrawal, and an insatiable need for the next dopamine fix. Before long, these addictions can take over your life, leaving you feeling powerless and disconnected from your true self. But the challenges posed by dopamine imbalance don't stop there. The ups and downs of dopamine production can also contribute to mood swings, feelings of restlessness, and a persistent sense of dissatisfaction. After the initial dopamine surge from a pleasurable experience, you may find yourself crashing into a state of emptiness and discontent. This volatile cycle can make it challenging to maintain a stable emotional state and find lasting fulfillment. Here's where things get truly fascinating. Dopamine, the same neurotransmitter that fuels our addictions and mood swings, also plays a crucial role in our spiritual experiences and growth. Believe it or not, dopamine is intimately connected to our sense of awe, wonder, and transcendence. When we engage in activities that trigger profound spiritual experiences, from deep meditation to immersion in nature, our brains release a surge of dopamine. This chemical cascade helps us feel a profound connection to something greater than ourselves, sparking a sense of serenity, purpose, and inner peace. Moreover, dopamine doesn't just contribute to spiritual experiences. It also plays a vital role in our ability to sustain spiritual growth and personal transformation. By learning to manage and balance our dopamine levels, we can cultivate a healthier relationship with this powerful neurotransmitter, harnessing its benefits while mitigating its downsides. The key is to find a middle ground, not to eliminate dopamine entirely, but to find ways to channel its energy in a constructive and sustainable manner. When we achieve this balance, dopamine can become a potent ally in our spiritual journey, fueling our motivation, focus, and sense of connection with the divine. So, how can we go about increasing our dopamine levels in a healthy, sustainable way? The good news is that there are several science-backed strategies we can employ to boost dopamine production and maintain a balanced, beneficial relationship with this remarkable neurotransmitter. One of the most effective ways to naturally increase dopamine is through physical activity and exercise. When we engage in movement, our brains release a flood of dopamine, creating a sense of pleasure, motivation, and focus. Whether it's a brisk walk, a vigorous workout, or even just a few minutes of dancing, any form of physical activity can help stimulate dopamine production and improve our overall well-being. But the benefits of exercise go beyond just the immediate dopamine rush. Regular physical activity has been shown to have long-term positive effects on dopamine levels, helping to regulate and stabilize this crucial neurotransmitter. By making exercise a consistent part of your lifestyle, you can cultivate a healthier, more balanced relationship with dopamine, setting the stage for profound spiritual growth and personal transformation. Meditation and mindfulness practices can also be powerful tools for managing dopamine levels and harnessing its benefits. Through the practice of focused attention and present moment awareness, we can learn to observe and regulate the ebb and flow of our dopamine production. By becoming more attuned to the subtleties of our internal experience, we can identify patterns and triggers that either deplete or replenish our dopamine reserves. Moreover, meditation and mindfulness can help us find a sense of inner calm and equanimity, even in the face of dopamine's natural ups and downs. By cultivating a stable, grounded presence, we can navigate the ebbs and flows of this neurotransmitter with greater ease, avoiding the pitfalls of addiction, mood swings, and spiritual disconnection. Dopamine doesn't just influence our mood and spiritual experiences. It also plays a crucial role in our motivation and goal-setting abilities. This neurotransmitter is intimately linked to the human drive to achieve, accomplish, and succeed. When we set a goal and work towards its attainment, our brains release a surge of dopamine, fueling our determination and focus. This dopamine-driven motivation helps us persevere through challenges, stay on track, and ultimately reach our desired outcomes. It's the reason why crossing the finish line of a long-term project or achieving a deeply cherished dream can feel so incredibly rewarding and satisfying. But the relationship between dopamine and goal setting is not without its complexities. Just as dopamine can be a powerful ally in our pursuit of success, it can also become a double-edged sword. If we become overly fixated on the dopamine high of accomplishment, we may find ourselves chasing one goal after another in a never-ending cycle of restlessness and dissatisfaction. The key is to learn how to harness dopamine's motivational powers while also cultivating the patience and delayed gratification necessary for sustained growth and fulfillment. By setting achievable, meaningful goals and celebrating the journey as much as the destination, we can leverage dopamine to fuel our ambitions while also finding a deeper sense of purpose and inner peace. Dopamine's influence extends far beyond our individual experiences. It also plays a crucial role in our social connections and relationships. When we engage in positive, meaningful interactions with others, our brains release a surge of dopamine, reinforcing the bonds that tie us together. Think about the joy you feel when you reconnect with a dear friend, share a hearty laugh with a loved one, or experience a deep, meaningful conversation. These moments of social connection trigger a dopamine response, reminding us of the inherent value and fulfillment that come from being part of a community. Conversely, when our social needs are not met, or when we experience relationship challenges and conflicts, our dopamine levels can plummet. This can lead to feelings of isolation, loneliness, and a persistent sense of disconnection, all of which can have a profound impact on our overall well-being and spiritual growth. By understanding the profound link between dopamine and our social bonds, we can learn to cultivate healthier, more nourishing relationships that support our spiritual journey. Whether it's scheduling regular quality time with loved ones, engaging in acts of kindness and generosity, or simply being present and attentive in our interactions, we can harness the power of dopamine to strengthen the social connections that enrich our lives. Dopamine's influence doesn't stop at our social bonds. It also plays a crucial role in our creative endeavors and the pursuit of inspiration. When we immerse ourselves in creative activities, our brains release a surge of dopamine, helping us stay focused, engaged, and motivated throughout the creative process. Whether you're a painter, a musician, a writer, or an innovator in any field, dopamine is the chemical that fuels your creative spark. It's the reason why you can become so engrossed in your work, losing track of time and surrendering to the flow of inspiration. Dopamine helps us overcome creative blocks, maintain our enthusiasm, and find deep satisfaction in the act of creation itself. But dopamine's relationship with creativity is not without its challenges. Just as with other aspects of our lives, The ups and downs of dopamine production can also impact our creative output. When we experience a dopamine crash after an intense creative session, we may find ourselves struggling with feelings of apathy, self-doubt, and a lack of inspiration. By learning to manage and balance our dopamine levels, we can harness the power of this remarkable neurotransmitter to fuel our creative endeavors in a sustainable, fulfilling way. This might involve incorporating regular breaks, practicing mindfulness to stay grounded, or finding ways to maintain a steady flow of dopamine-boosting activities throughout our creative process. When we achieve this balance, dopamine can become a true ally in our pursuit of inspiration and self-expression. It's the chemical that helps us tap into the deeper wells of our imagination, leading to transformative breakthroughs and a profound sense of fulfillment. As we've explored, dopamine's influence extends far beyond just our mood, motivation, and creative pursuits. This remarkable neurotransmitter also plays a pivotal role in our spiritual experiences and growth. When we engage in activities that trigger profound spiritual connections, our brains release a surge of dopamine. Whether it's the awe-inspiring grandeur of nature, the deep stillness of meditation, or the sense of oneness that arises during a transcendent moment, these spiritual experiences are intimately linked to dopamine's effects on our neurochemistry. Dopamine helps us feel a deep, visceral sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. It's the chemical that allows us to transcend the boundaries of our individual ego and experience a profound sense of unity with the world around us. This dopamine-fueled spiritual awakening can leave us feeling inspired, serene, and deeply aligned with our purpose. But the relationship between dopamine and spirituality is a delicate one. Just as dopamine can facilitate these transformative spiritual experiences, an imbalance in this neurotransmitter can also hinder our spiritual growth. When dopamine levels become dysregulated, we may find ourselves caught in a cycle of spiritual apathy, disconnection, and a persistent sense of restlessness. The key is to find a healthy balance, not to eliminate dopamine entirely, but to learn how to work with it in a way that supports our spiritual journey. This might involve practices like meditation, time in nature, and engaging in activities that cultivate a sense of awe and wonder. By finding ways to stabilize our dopamine levels, we can harness the power of this neurotransmitter to deepen our spiritual experiences and sustain our personal transformation. The profound connection between dopamine and our social bonds extends even further than we've explored so far. Not only does dopamine fuel the joy and fulfillment we experience in our relationships, but it also plays a crucial role in how we navigate the challenges and conflicts that inevitably arise. When we're in the midst of a relationship conflict or experiencing feelings of disconnection, our dopamine levels can plummet. This neurochemical shift can heighten our emotional reactivity, making it harder for us to communicate effectively, empathize with our partner, and work towards resolution. Conversely, when we're able to find a constructive way to work through relationship challenges, our brains release a surge of dopamine. This neurochemical reward reinforces the value of our efforts, encouraging us to continue investing in the health and growth of our connections. By understanding the delicate dance between dopamine and our relationships, we can learn to approach interpersonal conflicts with greater wisdom and compassion. Rather than allowing dopamine imbalances to hijack our behavior, we can cultivate strategies to regulate our neurochemistry and respond to relationship challenges in a more grounded, constructive manner. This might involve practices like active listening, empathy-building exercises, and finding creative ways to meet each other's emotional needs. By taking a proactive, dopamine-conscious approach to our relationships, we can not only resolve conflicts more effectively but also deepen the sense of trust, intimacy, and spiritual connection we share with our loved ones. As we've explored, dopamine is intimately connected to our creative pursuits, fueling our inspiration, focus, and sense of fulfillment in the creative process. But the relationship between dopamine and creativity extends even further, offering insights into the ebb and flow of the creative journey. One of the key aspects of this connection is the role of dopamine in both the initiation and the completion of creative projects. When we first conceive of a new creative idea, the anticipation and excitement trigger a dopamine surge, motivating us to dive into the work. This initial dopamine high helps us overcome creative blocks, maintain our enthusiasm, and stay laser-focused on the task at hand. However, as we progress through the creative process, dopamine levels can begin to fluctuate. The intense concentration and effort required to bring our vision to life can lead to dopamine crashes, leaving us feeling depleted, uninspired, and doubtful of our abilities. This is a natural part of the creative cycle, as our brains adjust to the ebb and flow of dopamine production. By understanding this dynamic, we can learn to navigate the ups and downs of the creative journey with greater awareness and self-compassion. Instead of berating ourselves for experiencing creative blocks or feelings of burnout, we can recognize these as natural responses to the neurochemical shifts taking place within our brains. Moreover, we can proactively implement strategies to stabilize our dopamine levels and maintain a more consistent creative flow. This might involve incorporating regular breaks, engaging in dopamine-boosting activities, and cultivating a growth mindset that embraces the inherent ups and downs of the creative process. When we learn to work in harmony with dopamine's rhythms, we unlock the true power of this neurotransmitter to fuel our creativity. Instead of succumbing to the highs and lows, we can harness dopamine's energy to sustain our passion, nurture our inspiration, and bring our most ambitious artistic visions to life. Dopamine's influence extends far beyond just our mood, motivation, and creative endeavors. It also plays a crucial role in the way we make decisions and navigate the complex choices that shape our lives. At its core, dopamine is deeply intertwined with our perception of risk and reward. When we're faced with a decision, our brains instinctively assess the potential benefits and drawbacks, releasing dopamine in anticipation of the perceived reward. This neurochemical surge helps us feel excited, focused, and compelled to take action, even in the face of uncertainty or potential risk. However, an imbalance in dopamine production can also lead to suboptimal decision-making. If our brains become overly fixated on the dopamine high of immediate gratification, we may find ourselves making impulsive choices that prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term well-being. Conversely, if dopamine levels are too low, we may struggle to summon the motivation and enthusiasm necessary to make bold, transformative decisions. By understanding the role of dopamine in our decision-making process, we can learn to cultivate a healthier, more balanced approach to the choices that shape our lives. This might involve practices like mindfulness, delayed gratification exercises, and thoughtful reflection on our underlying values and goals. When we're able to regulate our dopamine levels and approach decisions with a clear, grounded perspective, we unlock the true power of this neurotransmitter to guide us towards fulfilling, life-affirming choices. Dopamine can become a trusted ally in our decision-making, fueling our motivation, focus, and intuitive sense of what's truly important. Moreover, by aligning our decisions with our deepest spiritual convictions, we can harness the power of dopamine to propel us forward on our transformative journey of personal growth and self-actualization. Each choice we make, imbued with dopamine's energy and our highest intentions, becomes a step towards a life of greater purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. As we've explored throughout this in-depth exploration, dopamine is a truly remarkable neurotransmitter with the power to transform every facet of our lives, from our mood and motivation to our spiritual growth and overall well-being. By understanding the intricate relationship between dopamine and our physical, emotional, and psychological experiences, we unlock the key to cultivating a more balanced, fulfilling existence. The journey of working with dopamine is not a simple or linear one. It requires a holistic, multifaceted approach that addresses the various ways this neurotransmitter manifests in our lives. It's about finding the delicate balance between harnessing dopamine's benefits and mitigating its potential downsides, a dance that requires patience, self-awareness, and a deep commitment to personal growth. At the core of this journey is the recognition that dopamine is not something to be feared or avoided, but rather a powerful ally to be embraced and understood. By learning to work in harmony with this remarkable chemical, we can unlock its transformative potential, using it to fuel our spiritual awakening, deepen our connections, and bring our most ambitious creative visions to life. Whether it's through the regular practice of exercise, meditation, or mindfulness, the cultivation of meaningful relationships and creative pursuits, or the thoughtful navigation of life's decisions. The key is to approach dopamine with a holistic, integrated perspective. By weaving these various strategies together, we can create a tapestry of well-being that supports our overall growth and transformation. As we continue to unravel the mysteries of dopamine and its role in our lives, we open ourselves up to a world of profound possibility. This unassuming yet powerful neurotransmitter holds the keys to unlocking our deepest potential, guiding us towards a life of greater purpose, fulfillment, and spiritual awakening. So let us embrace the dance of dopamine, surrendering to its rhythm and allowing it to carry us towards the life we were born to live. As we've explored, dopamine plays a pivotal role in our motivation and drive to achieve our goals and dreams. This neurotransmitter is the chemical catalyst that fuels our determination, focus, and sense of reward when we make progress towards our desired outcomes. However, the relationship between dopamine and goal setting is a nuanced one, requiring us to navigate the delicate balance between harnessing the power of this neurochemical and avoiding its potential pitfalls. One of the key challenges we face is the risk of becoming overly fixated on the dopamine high of accomplishment. When we become addicted to the rush of crossing finish lines and ticking items off our to-do lists, we may find ourselves trapped in a never-ending cycle of restlessness and dissatisfaction. The thrill of the goal itself can overshadow the deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment that should be the driving force behind our ambitions. To avoid this trap, it's essential that we learn to cultivate a more balanced, holistic approach to goal setting. This means aligning our objectives with our core values, emotional needs, and spiritual aspirations rather than simply chasing the dopamine-fueled rewards. It's about finding ways to savor the journey, celebrate the small victories, and find intrinsic satisfaction in the process of growth and self-discovery. By adopting this mindset, we can leverage dopamine's motivational power while also nurturing a deeper, more sustainable connection to our goals. We can use this neurotransmitter to fuel our focus and determination, but not become beholden to its ups and downs. Instead, we can learn to navigate the ebbs and flows of dopamine production with greater wisdom, resilience, and self-compassion. Ultimately, the key to unlocking the full potential of dopamine in our goal-setting efforts lies in our ability to integrate this powerful neurotransmitter into a broader, more holistic framework of personal development and spiritual growth. It's about finding ways to harness dopamine's energy while also cultivating the patience, flexibility, and intrinsic motivation necessary for lasting transformation. As we've explored throughout this journey, dopamine's influence extends far beyond just our mood, motivation, and goal-setting abilities. This remarkable neurotransmitter also plays a crucial role in our ability to connect with our deepest sense of purpose and calling in life. When we engage in activities that align with our core values, passions, and spiritual convictions, our brains release a surge of dopamine. This neurochemical reward reinforces the inherent satisfaction and fulfillment we derive from living in alignment with our authentic selves. It's the chemical catalyst that helps us feel a profound sense of meaning, inspiration, and connection to something greater than ourselves. Conversely, when we find ourselves disconnected from our life's purpose, whether due to external circumstances or an internal crisis of meaning, our dopamine levels can plummet. This can lead to a persistent sense of emptiness, dissatisfaction, and a nagging feeling that we're not truly honoring our deepest calling. By understanding the profound link between dopamine and our sense of purpose, we unlock a powerful tool for navigating the sometimes turbulent waters of the spiritual journey. We can use our neurochemical responses as a barometer, guiding us towards the activities, relationships, and life paths that truly nourish and fulfill us. Moreover, by cultivating practices that stabilize and regulate our dopamine levels, we can maintain a more consistent, grounded connection to our life's purpose. This might involve regular meditation, immersion in nature, or the pursuit of creative outlets that bring us a deep sense of joy and meaning. Ultimately, the dance between dopamine and our sense of purpose is a delicate one, requiring us to approach it with wisdom, self-awareness, and a commitment to ongoing personal growth. But when we learn to work in harmony with this remarkable neurotransmitter, we unlock a profound wellspring of inspiration, motivation, and spiritual fulfillment, propelling us forward on the path towards a life of greater meaning, purpose, and transformation. As we reach the end of our deep dive into the remarkable world of dopamine, it's clear that this unassuming yet powerful neurotransmitter holds the keys to unlocking our full potential, both as individuals and as spiritual beings. Throughout this exploration, we've uncovered the multifaceted ways in which dopamine influences every aspect of our lives, from our mood and motivation to our creative endeavors, social connections, and spiritual growth. We've learned to navigate the delicate balance between harnessing dopamine's benefits and mitigating its potential downsides, weaving together a tapestry of holistic strategies that support our overall well-being and transformation. But the true power of dopamine lies not just in its individual effects, but in the way it interweaves with the very fabric of our lived experience. By understanding the neurochemical underpinnings of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, we gain a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of our physical, emotional, and spiritual selves. Dopamine becomes a unifying thread that binds together the disparate elements of our existence, guiding us towards a more integrated, harmonious way of being. As we continue to deepen our relationship with this remarkable neurotransmitter, we unlock a world of profound possibility. Dopamine becomes our ally in the pursuit of personal growth, our catalyst for creative expression, and our touchstone for spiritual awakening. It is the chemical messenger that bridges the gap between the inner and outer realms, inviting us to embrace the holistic nature of our lived experience. So let us embrace the dance of dopamine, surrendering to its rhythm and allowing it to carry us towards the life we were born to live. By cultivating a deep understanding and reverence for this powerful neurochemical, we unlock the path to greater fulfillment, purpose, and transformation, not just for ourselves, but for the collective tapestry of humanity. The journey ahead may be winding and complex, but with dopamine as our guiding light, we are empowered to navigate the terrain with greater wisdom, resilience, and joy. Let us continue to explore, experiment, and evolve, ever deepening our relationship with this remarkable neurotransmitter and the profound insights it offers about the nature of our existence. For in doing so, we unlock the gateway to a life of greater purpose, meaning, and spiritual awakening.